Okay, so now that we've learned D minor, G7, and F major, we've learned a new technique exercise that's part of the piece Cancion. We've learned the strum pattern that we're going to do in Guitar 2. We are now ready to learn the piece Cancion. So let's take a look at it. Again, always take an overview. 3/4 time, duet, pickup measure, comes in on beat 3. First ending and second ending. If you look at the melody, I did analyze the rhythm of the melody because there's a lot of ties over the bar line, and I really want you to count carefully and let those notes sustain correctly. Don't come in early, don't come in late. It's a good challenge in this piece. You want to be very careful at the end of the first system to count in and come in on that G on beat 3. Second system, count through the bar line, come in on beat 3. And then if you look at the second page, second system, same thing there. You're going to have to count and come in on beat 3. So let's talk about the form. Pick up measure. You come in, which I already mentioned. You play all the way to the first ending. At this point, this should be getting kind of familiar for you how to read first and second endings. So you play from the first ending back to the first complete measure. You'd come in on the G. Play all the way back to the first ending. When you get to the first ending, it's gone. It's evaporated. You've already taken it. So now you're going to skip from measure 14. From beat 3 of measure 14, you go directly to beat 1 of measure 17. So once you've taken that first ending, it evaporates, just like we did in Countrified. Okay, so now we'll play the melody for Cancion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Here's the pattern. 1, 2, 3. Second ending. The last measure, I let ring a little bit longer than what's actually written there. Remember how we have to compensate for the pickup measure. There's a half note there, but you can let it ring for as long as you'd like, or you would decide that with your partner as you play it for a duet. You may have noticed also in measures 11 and 12 with the D minor chord up above, I thought about the D minor even as I played the melody. It just makes sense. Watch my left hand. It just makes sense instead of lifting them up one at a time and going. That's harder than just going. So often when I know I'm going to come back to a note soon after, I just leave it down. So that's one thing to be aware of. Let's talk about Guitar 2. And when you're ready, you're going to do this with the accompaniment pattern that we discussed from the previous page, meaning you can read that pattern off of Guitar 2 in the tab, or if you want, you can read it off of Guitar 1 by just reading the chord symbols above the notes, which is what I do all along when I've been performing chords for you. So let me play it for you. And remember, the chords come in on beat 1, not on not on beat 3, like the melody does. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Back to the top. Solo guitar version, not really ever intended to play this way, but just so you can hear it. I can't do the accompaniment pattern that way, but let me just try and read through and see if I can come up with something cool. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.